Alongside Srikar Rajendran, I'm Ravi Kapur. After Game 2 of the NBA Finals, and the Oklahoma City Thunder responded, winning really from the start. They didn't let down in the fourth quarter as they did in the last game. They won Game 2, 123 to 107. Srikar, after Game 1, losing by a point. Tyrese Halliburton obviously stealing Game 1. You figure the Thunder were going to come out hard charging. They did just that.
Yeah, they definitely came out guns blazing. It's totally what I expected from OKC. And every single time that you may have thought that Indy would creep back into this game, the Thunder slammed the door real quick. They went on runs of their own. They matched score for score. And that's exactly what OKC's been doing all playoffs. This is what they've been used to. When the Thunder are on, this is what it looks like, and that is a very dangerous team in my eyes. It kind of resembles like a late 90s, early 2000s type team. They play excellent defense. They prioritize the mid-range game a lot. They know how to get to the cup, take fouls, draw charges. It's a very physical squad as well, and it's deep all throughout. This is what happens when the Thunder are on, and it's an exciting team to see.
Well, SGA, the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, had 34 points, really pacing the Thunder. But, of course, Chet Holmgren only had 6 points in Game 1. He bounced back with a strong performance, 15 points, but 9 in the first quarter.
Yeah, Chet was great. And also one guy that I think is an unsung hero in this game, Isaiah Hartenstein on the boards. He was on the offensive glass all throughout, giving Oklahoma City some second chances. He almost had near 10 rebounds in that category. But look, this team is deep throughout. You look at guys like Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, Wiggins was on fire from three. They've got scorers. They've got defenders. They have an archetype for every single player you want on a basketball team. And that's what makes Oklahoma City so good so early into this developmental process that they're going through. But this team, let's see what they do in Indiana. I think that's the big, turning point of this entire series. Because if Indy takes both games at their house, and obviously it's really hard to play in their arena, things could really tilt on its axis. But coming off Game 2, a lot of momentum riding for OKC right now.
And if you're the Pacers, they stole Game 1. So in many respects, you can look back and reflect the Thunder outplayed the Pacers throughout Game 1. They outplayed them in Game 2. Is there a concern that the Pacers just came out flat tonight? And is there concern that they don't have enough to maybe keep up with the Thunder now that they seem to have it all on clicking on all cylinders?
Well, it did kind of take the perfect storm to win that Game 1. You look at that comeback, it's not really sustainable, and we may have praised it in the moment, and we still should. It's not like it was a bad win. But when the Thunder come out in Game 2 and absolutely roll, I think that's more of a picturesque win than what the Pacers did in Game 1. And I think it's much more sustainable moving forward. Because again, every single time that Indy would try and mount a run of their own, OKC would go right down and just match them bucket for bucket until they went on a run of their own. It's relentless. That relentless style can always they control the pace. They control the tempo of the game, and that's what helps them win. So I would say that it is a slight concern for the Pacers that they just kind of got rolled in this game. Tyrese Halliburton did come out flat, but then again, we're going to see what happens when they go back to Indy.
Right, Halliburton with 17 points tonight, but not quite the same level, certainly down the stretch. And what was interesting also is the Pacers have been the comeback kings of the postseason. And in this game, maybe it's just because they, got what they had to get done by winning Game 1. But they did kind of throw in the towel a little bit earlier than I expected. With a couple minutes to play, you thought, okay, well, are they going to play through, try to do some miraculous comeback? But that wasn't the case in Game 2. So for the Pacers, again, they have a balanced scoring attack, but the Thunder were just clicking. What do they have to do to restore things in their favor in Game 3?
Honestly, just much of the same. Just match the Pacers bucket for bucket, keep pushing the pace on them. It's going to be a little harder in Indy to do that with the crowd not behind your back anymore, but they can still do it. They've done it on the road before. They've done it all playoffs. Just keep the pace rolling. Make Indiana mount those runs, because in Game 1, yes, the Thunder let their foot off the gas and we saw what happened. But in this game, they really didn't. They really kept it pushing all throughout. They survived every single run. After Game 1, I mentioned that the key for OKC would be to survive the runs. They did exactly that and more. Just keep at it, and Game 3 will be yours.
And what'd you make of it seemed like there was a little bit more big man play on behalf of the Thunder. You had a little bit more of Hartenstein and a little bit more of Chet, and they certainly were quite effective.
Yeah, crashing the boards led to a lot of second chance opportunities for OKC, and it led to some threes as well. So when you talk about what the Thunder were able to do on offense, a lot of the production came from those offensive boards, and it came from crashing. And look, Indy has the size to match them. You look at Miles Turner, you look at Pascal Siakam, but when you're dealing with a guy like Chet Holmgren or a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, who are going to be dogs and fight for every single rebound, it gets tough because it is an energy game more than anything. So I do think that the Thunder got the better of the Pacers on the boards, and in turn, that led to the offensive onslaught from OKC.
Well, what's interesting is, again, after this crammed in playoff series where you had seemingly games on every other night, they get another couple nights off as they fly to Indianapolis to take on the Pacers on their home floor. So the Thunder have a chance to, not just get back in the series after a win tonight, but really put the Pacers up against it, as the Pacers now have to respond after a really tough performance in game two. But we're squared away at one game apiece. A lot of people thought the Thunder were going to put this thing away quickly, but I do think this will likely end up being an extended series, and I think that's good for all of us. For Srikar, Rajendran, I'm Ravi Kapur. We'll see you again after game three.